What's good, slimes? A Fragrance back with a fragrance related video. Today I'll be talking about why I buy clones or interpretation of scents. I'll be honest, you can buy what you want, wherever you want, you know. No one can tell you at the end of the day how to spend your money. But if you buy a clone fragrance thinking it's gonna smell exactly like what it's, mimicking, copying, ripping off, that's entirely up to you. As you can see from this video, this channel, I have clones, I've got interpretation of scents, so I'm more than happy to kind of give my 2 cents on the topic of why I buy clones. There's multiple reasons why I buy clones, hence why this video. To start this off, we have Alexandria's Dupes 2, which is their take on Gucci Pour Homme 2, a discontinued fragrance where 100 ml is about $180 on eBay. I like that scent a lot. I can't justify spending that much money on it. As you can see, I've got Bulgari and Christian Dior on here, which, retail, they go for a lot. They go for a stupid amount, similar amounts to that Gucci Pour Homme 2. But I'm comfortable paying that. There's reluctancy in my voice, but I don't mind paying that for those fragrances. Whereas with the Gucci Pour Homme 2, I'm more than happy to get the Alexandria version, which is a nice tea, bergamot, and tobacco scent. And I think it copies that DNA very well, so I'm actually more than happy with this interpretation. Again, this is their take on Parfums de Marly's Leighton. Where's the focus? Focus. It's not focusing, but I prefer this DNA to the original Leighton, and I prefer it more than the Middle Eastern version. I don't know, something about it, this interpretation of that scent profile is why I like it, hence why I have this in my collection and not the original. And then we go on to kind of my Dior's. I love this scent. This is probably easily going to be in my top 10 fragrances for life if I ever do that video. But this stuff smells fantastic. I love this scent profile a lot, hence why I decided to go for a clone. Because I would honestly wear Gris Dior every day if I could, but obviously I can't because my pockets would be empty. This clone does a decent enough job for me that it does feel that itch. For example, if I wear Gris Dior, I'll do a couple sprays of the clone on my clothes, and then I'll put this on my skin, and I like the way the two mix. And it gets me more use out of my Gris Dior. That's why I like that clone in that example. It is 100% more feminine, this version, than this. I think Gris Dior is a good unisex one, but these are more feminine. But I can make it work for me and my use of this fragrance. And then we get to Bulgari's Tiger. I've got 2 clones of it. One is from a Middle Eastern brand, and one is from Alexandria. You can see the Club de Nuit Intense in the back, just because, yeah, you can't have a clone fragrance video without that. Because I like the original DNA so much, I want to wear it more. So, obviously, this is pricey. This is a 30 ml and it's still silly amounts of money. This is a 90 ml interpretation, and it doesn't tick that box for me like the Dior fragrance does. The Alexandria one doesn't tick that box either for me, This is something I kind of had to realize with, yes, they smell close. They smell, they smell close, but they're both missing something I like in a Bulgari Tiger. So for me, that's a price I'll have to pay, knowing that I bought these 2 clones, thinking I'll get Bulgari Tiger. And I got something similar, but it doesn't quite scratch that itch. For example, like how these 2 scratch the itch for me. It kind of goes into that whole thing of, it's all about perception. It's all about how you perceive the fragrance, to be very blunt. Not to say these 2 aren't bad. I'm giving this a bit more credit, actually. It smells more like a Bulgari Tiger than this version. People are like, there, sit on your shelf for like 2 years, and then when you come back to it, you're like, it's the best thing ever. Smelling it from the cap, it just smells so watered down. Especially when in comparison. Yeah, the original is definitely the most bright and the most alluring out of these 3. This one's a good copy, but it doesn't quite get to that for my use of it anyway. Then we have another reason I buy which kind of spoils my next topic, cologne interpretation scents. This is one of my favorite scents ever. You lot are probably thinking, what is this? This is a tester. This is Armani Remix for Him, which I bought off of eBay for a relatively decent price. It smells lovely. This is a discontinued fragrance similar to that, and I can't keep paying discontinued prices for it. So this is where kind of Perfume Parlor comes in the same place. This is their version of it called Cocktail. I've used this quite a bit. Do I think it smells like it? I want to try the Parfum or the Extract de Parfum concentration before I give my final verdict of this. Because this, in the opening to the middle, does not smell anything like it. But when it dries down, it is reminiscent of these two. Is it enough to scratch the itch? I'm really hoping the Extract de Parfum is a bit deeper. If it's a bit deeper, then yes. If not, then I might just have to hold my luck and just find Emporio Armani Remix for Him on eBay. So that's kind of my take on fragrances, guys. Do I support them? To an extent. Do I like wearing them? Yes. But like I said, it's all at your own risk. Like I said, buying one fragrance, expecting it to smell exactly like the other one, that's, you know, it's a bit silly, isn't it? If you want to smell like a fragrance, you should get the original fragrance. But that's been Ace Ravens, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.